Why does the lack of sex, or perhaps more accurately, the complex landscape of our intimate energies, seem to hold such a profound sway over our lives? It's a question that touches many, often in quiet, unvoiced ways. It can echo in our decisions, deplete our energy, and even cast a shadow over our sense of destiny or life's purpose. We live in a world that both flaunts and mystifies sexuality, often leaving us struggling to understand its true place and power. Today, we turn to the deep wisdom of Carl Jung, not for simplistic answers, but for a more profound understanding. Jung invites us to look beyond the surface, to see our sexual energy as part of a vast river of libido, our total psychic life force. What happens when this river is dammed, diverted, or ignored? How does the unexpressed, the repressed, or the unintegrated aspect of this vital energy influence the very architecture of our choices, the vibrancy of our spirit, and the unfolding of our unique path? This journey is about uncovering how understanding this potent force through Jung's insights can lead us not to a life controlled by lack, but to one guided by wholeness, conscious decision-making, revitalized energy, and a clearer connection to our deepest life purpose. To truly grasp the profound impact that the landscape of our intimate energies has on our lives, we must first understand Carl Jung's expansive vision of libido. For Jung, this was far more than the purely sexual drive often emphasized elsewhere. He saw libido as the totality of our psychic energy, the very current of life that flows through us. It is the unseen river that powers our ambitions, fuels our creativity, drives our spiritual yearnings, and yes, animates our desires for connection and intimacy. This energy is inherently dynamic. It seeks expression. It seeks to move, to create, to become. Think of it as the vital force that urges a seed to sprout, an artist to paint, a soul to seek meaning. Sexuality in this Jungian view is one powerful and natural channel through which this fundamental life energy expresses itself, a way it seeks union, creation, and profound experience. But it is not the river's only course. Therefore, when we speak of a lack in this domain, as our title suggests, Jung would invite us to look deeper than the mere physical absence. He would ask, where else might this powerful current be blocked, dammed, or diverted? Is there a lack of creative expression, a lack of vital connection to our work, to others, to our own authentic selves? Is there a lack of purpose that leaves this energy stagnant or frustrated? This psychic energy is always present, always pulsing. If its natural constructive outlets are obstructed, or if we are out of touch with its flow, it doesn't simply disappear. It will seek other pathways, sometimes emerging as restlessness, a gnawing dissatisfaction, or a sense of being adrift. Understanding libido as this all-encompassing life current is the first step to recognizing why its imbalances, including but not limited to the realm of sex, can indeed affect our decisions, our energy, and the very trajectory of our destiny. So, what happens when this vital current of libido, this river of life, encounters obstacles? What dams its flow? Jung pointed compellingly to the power of repression. From our earliest years, we internalize messages from our families, our culture, and our own developing sense of self about what is good or bad, acceptable or shameful. Aspects of our raw life force, perhaps our anger, our ambition, our vulnerability, or indeed the powerful currents of our sexual nature may be deemed too wild, too threatening, or too inconvenient for our conscious self-image or our social environment. And so we push them down. We try to make them disappear. But as Jung taught, what is repressed is not vanquished. It is merely exiled to the shadow, that vast, potent landscape of our unconscious. And here is the crucial point. Maintaining this exile, keeping these powerful energies dammed up, requires an enormous and constant expenditure of psychic energy. Imagine trying to hold a powerful spring underwater with your bare hands. The effort is relentless, draining. This internal battle, this constant vigilance against what we've disowned, is a primary source of the inexplicable fatigue, the pervasive lack of vitality that many experience. The dammed river doesn't just become still, its pressure builds. This trapped energy can then manifest in myriad ways, as persistent anxiety, as unshakable irritability, as a dull ache of depression, or as compulsive behaviors and projections where we see our own disowned traits fiercely in others. Even a felt lack of sex can itself be a complex symbol or a consequence of these deeper energetic blockades, a symptom of fear, shame, or a disconnection from this vital flow within. The result is an inner civil war, a constant energy-sapping conflict between what we consciously present and what unconsciously surges, leaving us feeling not whole but divided and depleted. When significant portions of our life force are dammed within the shadow, this doesn't simply lead to a lack of energy. It creates a powerful, unseen influence on how we navigate the world, particularly on the critical choices that shape our lives. Imagine trying to steer a ship while a powerful hidden current pulls you off course. This is often the effect of repressed libidinal energy. It acts like a faulty, unconscious compass, its needle quivering not towards our true north, our conscious values and authentic desires, but towards the unresolved tensions and disowned aspects within. Our perception of reality itself can become skewed. We might find ourselves repeatedly drawn to partners or situations that mirror old wounds, not out of conscious choice, but because the repressed energy seeks familiarity or a chance, however misguided, for resolution. We might project our own disowned qualities, perhaps our own unacknowledged anger or ambition, onto others, leading to misjudgments and conflicts that seem to erupt from nowhere. Many of our decisions then can become compensatory acts. If genuine vitality or authentic connection feels blocked, we might impulsively seek out intense but superficial experiences, or make choices driven by a desperate need for external validation, all in an unconscious attempt to feel alive or whole. This explains those baffling moments of "why did I do that?" when our actions seem to betray our best intentions. Over time, these unconsciously driven decisions accumulate, steering our life's path, our destiny, in directions that may feel increasingly alien to our true selves. The lack we perceive, whether in intimacy, energy, or purpose, can often be traced back to this inner misdirection, this navigation by a hidden shadow-influenced compass. Recognizing this subtle, powerful influence is the first courageous step towards reclaiming the helm of our lives and making choices that align with who we truly aspire to be. If our decisions have been skewed by a hidden compass, by the repressed energies of our shadow, then the path to authentic living requires us to reclaim that compass and consciously direct our life force. This is the courageous work of shadow integration, a cornerstone of Jungian psychology, powerfully supported by Stoic discipline. It begins not with more forceful repression, but with the courage to turn towards what we have disowned. This means cultivating a Stoic level of awareness, prosoche, observing our inner landscape with honesty. When do those familiar feelings of inadequacy, unexplained anger, or obsessive longing arise? What situations or people trigger intense, seemingly irrational reactions? These are often signposts to the shadow. With this awareness, we can then apply Stoic discernment. Instead of judging these parts as bad, we can approach them with curiosity, asking, what need is this disowned energy trying to express? What fear lies beneath it? What strength might be hidden within its distorted form? This is not about unleashing these impulses wildly, but about bringing them into the light of consciousness, understanding their origins, and making a conscious choice about their place in our lives. It's about asking, as a Stoic would, does this serve my highest good? Does this align with virtue and reason? As we integrate these lost fragments, the energy they once consumed in inner conflict is liberated. This reclaimed libido, this vital life force, can then be consciously channeled towards our chosen purpose. It becomes the fuel for our creativity, the passion behind our work, the warmth in our relationships, the drive towards personal growth and meaningful contribution. The river, no longer dammed or destructively overflowing, begins to find its true life-giving course, guided by wisdom. When we embark on this journey of integrating our shadow and consciously channeling our life force, the very fabric of our existence begins to shift. The lack that once seemed to define so much, whether a lack of clarity, energy, or purpose, starts to transform. Our decisions, once potentially swayed by unseen currents or compensatory needs, increasingly flow from a place of wholeness and integrity. We find ourselves making choices that are more deeply aligned with our core values, our true north, because we are no longer navigating with a faulty inner compass. The internal committee of conflicting voices grows quieter, replaced by a clearer, more unified sense of direction. Consequently, our energy undergoes a remarkable revitalization. The immense psychic power previously consumed by repressing the shadow, by maintaining inner dams, and by fighting ourselves is now liberated. This doesn't mean a life without effort, but it means our efforts are now fueled by authentic vitality rather than anxious striving or the exhausting push-pull of internal conflict. We feel more alive, more present, more capable. And what of our destiny, our life's purpose? It ceases to be a vague, predetermined script we fear or follow blindly. Instead, it becomes something we actively co-create. By understanding our deepest energies and aligning them with conscious, virtuous choices, our purpose often clarified naturally. It emerges from the intersection of our unique gifts, many once hidden in the shadow, our deepest values, clarified by Stoic reflection, and the needs of the world we feel called to meet. Even our relationship with our sexuality finds a healthier equilibrium. It becomes an integrated part of our vitality, a source of connection and joy, rather than an area of conflict, shame, or compulsive seeking. This is the fruit of an aligned life, decisions made with wisdom, energy that flows with purpose, and a destiny that feels authentically our own, unfolding from a place of inner congruence and wholehearted engagement with the world.
We began with a compelling question. Why does the perceived lack of sex, or more broadly, the state of our inner vital energy, seem to affect our decisions, our energy, and our very sense of destiny so profoundly? Through the insights of Carl Jung, we've journeyed into the unconscious, explored the nature of libido as life force, and understood how repression and the unacknowledged shadow can indeed skew our compass and drain our vitality. Yet this is not a story of inevitable determinism. The timeless wisdom of the Stoics, coupled with Jung's map of the psyche, illuminates a path forward, a path of courage, awareness, and integration. We've seen that the problem is rarely about lack and isolation, but about how we relate to our own immense inner power. By ceasing to fight or flee from what lies within, by bringing the light of conscious attention to our hidden currents, and by choosing to channel our energies through the clarifying lens of reason and virtue, we reclaim our sovereignty. Our decisions become more aligned, our energy more vibrant and purposeful, and our destiny transforms from a script written by unconscious forces into a path we consciously walk. This journey of integrating our deepest energies, of understanding what we repress, and of living from a place of wholeness is indeed the source of true strength and authentic living. It's not about achieving a perfect, passionless state, but about embracing all of who we are, wisely and wholeheartedly, and thus truly freeing our minds to live with purpose and peace. This journey into the heart of your inner energies and the wisdom of Jung and Stoicism doesn't end here. It deepens. If you're ready to further explore the practical application of these insights for a more conscious and purposeful life, we've curated further explorations for you. Continue to arm yourself with wisdom, for the path to a truly free and meaningful life is built one insight at a time. Your journey of self-mastery is ongoing, and we're here to walk it with you. Click to continue your exploration.